we're getting signals over here. So I'm like, what? Sorry. Your train of thought was gone. You're staring at me. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So going back. Welcome to another great episode of Women in Real Estate, powered by Badass Agents. We talk about real life stories, real women, and all the challenges that they face. And today is going to be Know Your Worth. So there was a time, maybe the fourth, fifth year I was in business. I remember one of my staff members was had difficulties with her child back in and out of the hospital. And there was a time where she was kind of calling in a lot, and I was like, okay, no big deal, as long as she informed me that the times that she had to take her kiddo into the hospital to get checkups, and she had, I think, severe asthma. It was no big deal because I have a kiddo that's with severe asthma as well. So I know that feeling. I know what it takes us to be a working mom and to constantly be out or calling in. And so my heart was out. My heart was there for her. I was just like, it's okay every single time she was calling in. But there was this one moment that I walked into the office and she was at the front desk. And it was already about 9:30 and the office opens at 9. And I said, well, where is she? So I go about my business and I go into my office and do my work and whatever. And time goes by. I'm calling her, and she doesn't pick up. I reach out to one of my other staff members. I said, try to get a hold of her and see what happens. She doesn't pick up. She doesn't show up. I'm already in my mind, the first day went by, I was like, she's pretty much fired if I don't get a phone call. 4 days go by, and she kind of strolls into my office and says, hey, I'm ready to work. I said, after 4 days, what happened to you? She said, oh, I was extremely busy, and my child was in the hospital, and I couldn't call you. I said, well, was your cell phone dead? You couldn't text me? No, I didn't have time to. And she's crying, and you can tell she has caked on makeup because she's been crying, and she's dressed up, ready for work. And I said, well, I fired you. You're fired. You've been replaced, and that's why you have a new front desk up front. So she's like, how can you do this to me if you know my child is in the hospital? And then she threw this at me. You know what it's like. You're a working mom, and your kid has asthma. So my heart sank, and it was just like, well, maybe I can find her another position within the company. And I was like, wait a minute. No, I'm letting you go today, and it's your last day. It was your last day the day you didn't call me, didn't show up to work. But for a quick second there, I was just like, I cannot believe that I was about to take back a staff member who was gone for 4 days, no text, no call, no warning, no nothing. When it has been previously done to me already over and over and over time again with some notices, I was okay with that. But now it just became an inconvenience. Now it was just like, now you're coming and disturbing my company and the business and everything I've built. Now I have a line of people waiting for me to respond on emails and texts and all these things that I'm backed up because I have a staff member who decided not to call me. So not only am I picking up after her work, but I'm picking up after mine. It just became crazy. Know your worth. I was like, this is not happening. You need to step out of my office. Leave my office. You no longer have a job here with the company. It broke my heart. So today I want to introduce Hillary Key as my guest. Killer. So tell me, can you relate to that story? Can you relate? I mean, I know that you've been there before, girl, so talk to me.
Absolutely. I think that we've all been in that position one way or another, whether it be, a boss maybe taking advantage of us as employees or, even investors. I think I wasted a good amount of my first year in real estate bending over backwards for these investors that at the end of the day, I'm just another realtor in their Rolodex. Right. So it was of where I was putting my regular business on hold so I could, go and chase these investors that basically were almost blowing smoke up, my butt, really, for lack of a better word, that weren't, real. So, yeah.
And how did you handle that for such a long time? How did you feel like enough is enough? When did you say enough was enough to all this?
When it was starting to affect my personal life, it was starting to affect my other business, where I'm putting regular buyers on hold so I can go show, these investors not all, don't get me wrong, not all investors are bad, but, at some point my time is worth, infinite. It's priceless, right? So it was like, if you're not going to appreciate my time and what I'm going to do, then we just don't need to work together. It's okay. I can figure out a different way to put food on my table, to pay my bills and stuff. You need me more than I need you.
Yeah. And you love what you do.
I do.
I know you truly, truly love what you do, because tell me what you were doing before real estate.
Yeah, so before real estate, I was in property management for 14 years.
You can tell you've loved the industry.
Yeah, so in one facet or the other, I've been in the real estate industry, over almost 19 years. But for 14 of those years, I was in property management in different levels. So I ran an apartment complex for 10 of those, and then for 4, I worked as a maintenance supervisor.
We're getting signals over here. So I'm like, what? Sorry. Their train of thought was gone. You're staring at me. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So going back, though, to property management, how did you transition or feel the need to, because you just said something right now, you felt like everybody, by employers even, were walking all over you. So how did you feel at that point? You were just like, I'm going to transition from this property management out to real estate, to being a real estate agent full time. Yeah. This is the question that I actually have. Did you find that challenging, going from one to the next and knowing what you wanted in real estate? Yeah. Did you know what you want?
Definitely. I knew that I wanted to be a successful realtor. However, I did not know how to necessarily get there. And going from, an hourly job, there's your financial comfort, right? To, hey, you're on your own, you're running your own business, and, just even getting started as a realtor. Signs, cards, lock boxes. It's pretty expensive.
You didn't have to do that in the property management side of it, right?
Correct.
You had to go solo when you went.
Correct.
So this is going to be a question I'm going to ask you, because it's going to be tough, and this is what I love about this podcast. We're so real and raw on it. So some questions I tend to ask, my guest, throw them off because they're just like, wait, you weren't supposed to ask me that. So I just absolutely love asking that question. You come from a team. You came from a team when you came into real estate. Why did you choose the team versus just going solo like you are today as an independent?
Personally, I did not educate myself. I automatically assumed that stepping into a team would be the best route and avenue. And that was short-lived.
Right.
And I made the decision to go out, on my own. And
that's great, Hillary, because I know that you're very knowledgeable. You're extremely smart and intelligent, Hillary. You're one of our top producers here at A.Z. Associates, and I absolutely love it, because not only, you're a woman, but you're kicking ass, and that's even great.
Thank you.
But how did you strategize the marketing part of it? How did you go all in? Just because you went hard. It wasn't slow and time-wise. You just went all in. From one day to the next, I saw a completely different individual. What decision did you make just to go, you know what, I'm going all in into real estate?
Yeah, I didn't have a choice, really.
Oh, I love it.
So when your back is against the wall, there's only one way to go, and that's forward and as fast as possible, and to be the most successful person as fast as possible as well.
You didn't even think twice.
No.
I know there was a moment that you were just feeling like, should I be in real estate? And I know you and I have so many heart-to-heart talks. And I absolutely love you, Hillary. You're so like, it's so great to see you break down for about 10 minutes and walk out of my office and be like, all right, I got this. And it's great to see that, because I know you do. And it shows in your work. So I absolutely love that. But in that moment, is there any time where you're just like, you know what? Maybe real estate is not for me. Maybe it's not meant for me. And so have you ever had that moment?
Yeah. For the first couple of years that I was, in real estate, I'm like, am I sure that this is what I want to do? I mean, I would be stressed out, a deal would fall out, and I would think that it was, the end of the world. And at those times when you're in your dips, that's where you're going to start thinking the worst thoughts instead of, thinking, okay, I need to get out of this, rise up, we're fine, we're back on schedule, and stuff, instead of saying, man, maybe I should go back to the corporate world. And then that is short-lived, for sure.
And I've known you for several years, and that's exactly who you are. Well, who you're describing is exactly who you are. And that's when we have these heart-to-heart talks, and it's like, okay, boom, I'm done, I'm out. Mm-hmm. And you like just rise 10 times higher. I'm just like, what happened to her? I just simply had a conversation with her. She's on a whole new level now. So it's just crazy to watch you, and I just absolutely love it. So where can your clients reach you today? I mean, I know that you work with a lot of investors, first-time buyers. So where can your clientele reach you if they want to know more about your business?
Yeah, definitely. You can text or call me directly, 623-556-3491. I'm also on Facebook, Hillary Key. But yeah, the best way to actually get a hold of me, text or call 623-556-3491.
So are you an investor yourself?
I am an investor myself, yes.
You do? You have some properties
We
out
have some
there, right?
rental properties, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What made you get into that quickly?
I think it was more of finding a good deal that made sense, and being able to help family. We have a family member living in one of our rentals right now, and so it helps my partner and I, Eva. Hi, Eva. To be able to help our family in any way that we possibly can.
Speaking of Eva, she's in the process of getting her real estate license.
She is.
So congratulations on that, girlfriend. But so you now are moving or transitioning into now growing your business in the sense of building a team.
Correct.
Right? And some staff members. So that is going to be your next move. So what are we looking for here? What are you doing? What's the plan?
Yeah, so the plan is to have 3 people on my team in the next 30 days, ideally. I did bring on transaction coordinator, and in order for me to double my business at this point, because I'm at a plateau being just solo,
right?
That in order to expand my business, I need.
And if you haven't followed Hillary Key on her Facebook and her you said you have Instagram as well.
I do.
Please do so. She is just she's crazy out there, tiger, shark, whatever you want to say, just attacked. I mean, she is just an awesome individual who continues to rise above. So it's really neat just to watch her in general, her and her. Your other half who kind of holds you up.
She does. She's my biggest support. Yeah, definitely not me.
It's going to be awesome just to see when she gets your license as well. It's going to be a whole new level for both of you. So it's kind of neat. So what do you do for, the moments when you're just kind of stressed out and you want to let it all go? What do you do? What are some of the things you enjoy?
Yeah, definitely. We kayak a lot.
How is that?
It's fun.
I saw that. I'm always wanting to try that, but I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck.
We have an extra kayak. You're more than welcome to come join us one weekend.
Well, I was on there. I have jet skis, and I was out there and I was watching a couple, and you can tell the husband was teaching the wife, and she just goes sideways. And she falls, and he gets out of his and I'm like, that's going to happen to me, and that's what freaked me out. I'm like, how do you get out of that thing? So anyway, I saw that so what else do you do?
Yeah, we like to travel when we can. So just even a 48-hour turnaround trip is always nice and is a refresher and resets me and my business too as well. So I come back a whole new person. So
what can your clients expect from you now, Hillary? I know from a couple of years to now, there's humongous changes, and so I just want to know what can they expect from you today and moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, honesty from the jump. I'm not going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Excellent communication. I don't think that I've had any past clients, or even current clients right now that have had an issue with my lack of communication. So, those kind of things. extensive marketing on properties. Definitely can expect that from me to give my clients the highest level of customer service and one-on-one, even though they're not just my only client.
How many years have you been in the industry overall, like from property management to an agent?
July of this year will be 19 years total.
Wow, 19 years under your belt. That is insane. And as an agent, real estate agent, how long have you been?
In July, it will be 5 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what what advice do you tell to those agents who, and take yourself way back, 19 years ago, if you will. I mean, what would you tell those agents who are gaining a head start in real estate? And some of the challenges they're going to face.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to face challenges daily. I mean, for me to sit back and say that it's, unicorns and cotton candy all day long, I mean, that's definitely false. But not to give up, not to take each transaction personally, and don't overextend yourself. And not everything is for you to fix. You need to rely on your buyers, your sellers. There's responsibilities that they have too as well, and setting those expectations for your clients. So when something doesn't happen the way that they think it needs to happen, they can go back to our initial conversation and say, okay, this is the timeline that I need to follow, because I was warned that.
Have you ever let go of some of your clients that are just not taking your time?
I have.
Just not working with you.
I have fired clients, and I'm sure clients have probably fired me too. And I always tell my clients, look, if I'm not happy, you're probably not happy either. So let's just part ways. I've
heard you say that before. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I've heard you say that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and if they don't have respect for themselves, they're sure as hell not going to have respect for me. So I don't want to work with a client that does not have respect for me.
What would be the point?
Yeah.
And I've run into several agents, newer agents, who pick up a client or two in their first year, and it's great. It's a celebration, but the client turns into a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Take up a lot of their time, and questions go unanswered, and it's just they're not working well together. But they continue the transaction, and they see it through, and it just becomes a nightmare at the end.
It does.
So you have to have that confidence in this, just to say we're not meant to work together and move on to the next. But again, coming out of real estate school, I understand you get a client, it's like rah, 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 celebration, my first client. It turns out to be a nightmare of a client. Same thing goes for anything you do. You just kind of, you want it so bad, so you do whatever it takes, and it just doesn't work out that way. So you've been in the industry for a very long time, Hillary, and so I think you are a pro at answering this question that I'm going to ask you. When somebody has been in the industry for so many years and they hit that plateau, to their business is not growing. You just said that right now. Mm-hmm. Hey, I've hit that plateau, and I love that honesty that you just gave. I hit that plateau, and I know what's next. I need to grow my staff. I need more team members because my business is It's growing. It's right. Massively growing, and I see it. I see it in everything you do. So, and I'm here, and I'm witnessing to that. So, I absolutely love that. So what would you tell the agents who've hit that plateau, who are just like, I've extended. I can't do much more for my clients nor myself.
Bring people on, whether it be just something as simple as a transaction coordinator. Not that transaction coordinators are simple people, but just something as simple as that. Right. Or having someone bringing on a showing agent. You're still representing your buyer, but you're having someone else, open doors for you so you can help more people. At the same time, you can only show so many homes a day, right? So if you have, someone like a buyer's agent that just opens homes, that's all they do, right. Then they're getting used to opening doors, communicating with other clients too. So it's going to ultimately help their portfolio and their business too as well. Right. While freeing up a little bit more time for me too.
And what are you looking for in a showing agent?
Someone that's dependable, someone that doesn't try to convince a buyer to make an offer because they're done, trying to showing homes or something like that. Don't be forceful. Everybody needs to be a closer, but not all homes are ready. Just because you think it might fit your client's needs doesn't mean that it's going to actually fit your client's needs.
I love that. Don't be forceful. What are some of the greatest values that you received here at A.Z. Associates, Hillary, that you've been with us for how many years have you been with us?
Since the beginning, so since 2014.
Wow.
This is my only brokerage.
Well, only brokerage. Congratulations. You've been part of a great brokerage.
Absolutely.
But what are some of the things that you've learned here, Hillary, that brought some growth to your business?
Yeah, other than like systems in place, like marketing, those kind of things. But I think the main thing that I can take away from is my own mindset growth as far as I used to be like super stressful and just on pins and needles. I mean,
You were a people pleaser.
Yeah, I people pleaser.
And that's,
yeah,
and that's why today's podcast is Know Your Worth, because that's exactly what we all are. We're people pleasers, especially in women. We always want to please everyone and have the right answer and make sure we're not wrong and ask all the right questions and not be too aggressive. And so that's pretty hard. So, but keep going.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just more of just personal growth in the teachings that we get here, right? So I mean, something as simple as meditation. I couldn't meditate for 5 seconds back in 2014. I'm up to about 10 seconds now in 2019.
That's good. There you go.
But progress is progress, right? But those kind of things. How to deal. It's okay to fire a client. It's okay not to bend over backwards. It's okay, once again, to know your worth and stand by that too as well, because people will
walk all over you. And that's the hardest part, especially when you're in business. That was the hardest part for me, because I allowed everybody to walk all over me. I just didn't want to be disliked, and I wanted to be liked by everyone, and know that I am there for everyone 100% of the time, and I couldn't. There was only one of me, and I was going crazy. So I love that. I absolutely love that. So Hillary, what can your clients now they see this new Hillary? Have you had clients back in the days that you still work with today?
I do.
What do they see? What do they say?
I mean, they definitely can see a change.
Yeah.
Even from just posture and how I carry myself. So, they say, man, you have changed a lot. And wait, you were just a new agent then? Like, what's going on, right? And so, I think that they can just see more of how I carry myself, because my business and how I treat my customers has been there from the jump. So I think the change that they see most in me is just how I carry myself and communicate with them on a different level, especially if they're.
I love it. Well, announce, where can we all reach you, or where can anyone reach you if they want to be part of your team now that she is looking for other agents to be joining her team? So I absolutely love that. So where can they reach you if they want to work with you, Hillary?
Yeah, definitely. Feel free to, once again, call or text me directly, 623-556-3491. If you want to low-key stalk me or something like that before calling me, you can definitely check me out on Facebook, Hillary Key on Facebook. And once again, 623-556-3491.
Thank you for that information again, Hillary. Thank you for being my guest today, too.
Thank you
Absolutely
for
love
having me.
you. And hopefully I made this easy for you.
I think so.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I know you. There's so many more things that I want to ask you, so you're definitely coming back.
Sweet.
This is just a warm up right now. Thank you for joining me today for our podcast, Women in Real Estate. If you are interested in joining A.Z. Associates Real Estate Group, go to Badass Agents and apply, and we'll reach out. And again, I'll see you tomorrow for another podcast, Women in Real Estate. Bye.